Guys, we are joined here with the beautiful Zaan Sonnekus and Spleenless Gamer for the first episode of the ZYCEPS show. How do you guys feel?
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited, not gonna lie. Pretty excited for this.
And
I've
look
been
who we
looking
got.
forward to this a long time.
Look who we got for the first episode.
Oh, thanks, guys. Massive honor, really.
One of
Thanks.
South Africa's biggest up-and-coming artists, honestly. I think if there's two up-and-coming artists in South Africa currently, it's you and Elof.
Oh, amazing. Yellow is incredible. I was in the studio the other day, just before the song Vid Blitz dropped.
Yeah.
It was just like this listening party, and oh my word, the moment the song played, I was like, okay, hit. This is the hit.
Are
This
you
is-
also part of Select?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were just there for the listen party?
Yeah, we were actually at the SAMAs, the South African Music Awards.
Yeah.
And then after the event, the studio, Muse Studio, is quite close to where the event was. So
You
went
guys
to-
all just went for a listen party. That's
amazing.
super awesome. So, Zaan, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Where did your music career start?
Okay, well, I remember the moment that I first fell in love with music. I remember it like yesterday. I was 7 years old. Actually, something that I can't remember that my parents kept telling me was when I was little, I used to run through the house with a plastic toy guitar or something. And I kept yelling, one day I'm going to be actually, they didn't say one day I'm going to be a singer. I said, one day I'm going to be a pastor that sings. That's what I told them.
A pastor that
Really?
sings.
One day I'm going to be a pastor that sings.
That's so awesome.
And funny enough, my brother-in-law, who was also the guitarist in my band, is actually a pastor. My sister as well. So I come out of a very
Religious family.
religious family. I don't want to say religious because we just had that
Yeah,
conversation.
we just have,
about
we
it.
understand
but
what
a
you mean. We understand what
It's a
you mean.
relationship thing, but I come out of a very religious family, and so funny enough, that's what I said. And today, I'm a singer. Maybe there's something pastoral in the lyrics. I don't know. That's not what I'm trying to be.
We
but
actually read through your lyrics earlier. Which song's lyrics was that? I can't remember.
I can't bet. I can't
eat bet.
Can't eat bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
actually got questions.
The
for you about that
lyrics
as
are
well.
so
Awesome.
deep in your music, dude.
Thanks,
It's
man.
insane. So, another question I've got for you: what's like one massive like hurdle you had to overcome, like doing in your music career? A massive hurdle.
The biggest hurdle I've had to face to date was actually, but this is going to get quite deep.
You can go.
It's
for it.
fine. You can. I'll
You
try
can-
not to cry.
I'll try keeping my tears.
No, you guys won't cry. But what actually happened was, so music is it's a cutthroat industry, and I got a lot of record deals from all these labels, and I've got the home studio that we just spoke of, and I created my entire album, the album that's out today. Created the entire album, recorded everything, produced everything. It took me about 2 years, but my mom was very sick during this time, and then I played her some of the music, but she's the only person that listened to the music. It's the only person whose opinion was actually valid enough for me to change the song, to change the lyrics. And then when she passed away due to COVID-19, I actually deleted half of the album, and I didn't want to make music anymore. And I literally stopped with music. I told all my friends. I didn't want to stand up from my bed for like 2-3 months. And then the label that I'm signed with now came to me, and they were like, we know you don't want to make music anymore, but let's just give it a try. Just give it a chance. Let's see what happens. And we recreated all of the songs that I deleted.
Wow.
And I wish I never deleted the songs, but I was quite torn.
But you know what? There's actually such a special thing about it, because your mom was one of the only people
Exactly.
to ever hear that song exactly how it was.
That's why I didn't want to release it even. The original version.
The original
It's
version.
a lot the same as today because I could remember the songs, but
But no one will ever hear it exactly how it was sang.
That's actually very special now that you say that. Yeah.
Think of that. Like, no one will ever hear it like that. Only your mom
So, you know,
has that with her now.
in a way, it could
Oh.
have been the perfect gift for your mother at that stage.
That's amazing. And one of the last things she ever actually said to me was, please send me one of your songs so I can rap myself with it. And that was probably a day before she went into the coma for the last time. And I was in the studio busy making a song. I never sent her the song. But yeah, it's incredible that she actually asked me. That's why I deleted the songs, because I couldn't finish them properly to play the final product to her. And I was like, what? This isn't worth it anymore.
That's so special, honestly.
You have to
because
stand up. Life goes
You
on.
have to stand up. But you know, that's actually so special. Like, her whole legacy
It's in my music.
is in your music right now.
That's the reason. Yeah.
The flippin' coolest thing ever. So there's one thing I wanted to ask yourself. If you can like go back in time right now and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Definitely to start practice guitar to a metronome. Definitely. So a metronome is that thing that goes like.
Oh yeah, that
It's the
triangle
timekeeper.
thingy that keeps the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it keeps the time.
I
But
was like,
that's
what is he
so
speaking of? I
important.
don't like when he said a metronome. I was like, he's using words we don't know,
Is it
buddy.
like-
What do you mean by that?
It's like a thing where you put like a weight on it, so it has a weight on it, and then you can it flicks to the side, so it keeps a time. So you can set it so it goes faster or slower. The
Yeah.
time thingy.
Oh, but on top.
Yes, you move the weight like
it
on
like
a piece
a-
of steel.
Exactly.
Oh, is it those wooden things that you see in movies and stuff?
It's like
Yeah.
it's like a triangle thingy, but it has like this big steel rod thing in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
middle, and then you move the
With
weight,
yeah.
and it takes time, so it makes
Oh,
a sound.
And it's got markers on top as well.
Yeah, BPM, so beats per minute. So it's 60 beats per minute, 90 beats per minute, all the way to like 200 beats per minute. So different genres would fall in between different BPMs. And then the most important part of that is to actually practice your fingers and your strumming hand to play in time,
never
because
heard of that.
gets your timing should be perfect.
I've never
And-
heard of people. I know many pianists use
Uh-huh.
it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
heard
yeah.
of a guitarist that can use that and practice. So you would give that advice to your younger self?
Just to practice in time, because that's how you develop your skill. Because now I'm only starting to practice with the metronome now, and to develop your speed and your skill, that's the best way. But even live in our ears, a lot of times, not all musicians like it, but there's a metronome playing live. I don't know if you guys have seen.
But
Yeah,
isn't it like the blood
earpieces.
flow?
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't it like your blood flow actually creating that metronome?
Well, the kick drum kind of is, and your blood flow. That's it, actually.
Like
I
there's
think,
blood
I would think your
flowing.
heartbeat would probably match up to the beats per minute.
I think the reason he's asking, I watched this movie a while ago, We Are Friends.
Oh yeah, with
Zac
Zac
Efron, where
yeah,
he's the
that
DJ,
one.
and they talk about the BPM, and I was like,
Exactly,
is it your heartbeat or something that they're calculating? Because they went into the heart and everything, you know, with some of the
they
shots.
say so, yeah. They say that your heartbeat actually syncs to the song.
Does it
And-
really? Does your
I
heart
don't know.
really?
I think so.
I
They say so.
saw that as well. But I saw it on TikTok actually, that clip where they say your heart matches the music, so a DJ can control it slowly but surely.
It makes sense.
It does.
It does make sense, yeah. That's how you play with the emotions as well when you get to the different timing. I mean, if you get to like a house song, there's a big difference. Metal is quite fast. It's like,
Yeah.
so I can imagine that your heartbeat elevates and
Every
and
time
yeah.
that I've heard a metal song, I immediately get like an anxiety attack. It's like, what's going on? I don't like this at all.
have you heard
Because it's so
that?
fast.
It's very fast, and it's sometimes gets a bit scary. But metal, EDM, and metal especially, you have to be, when you hear that metronome, you have to play exactly on time. You can't miss a beat with the slightest bit, because then it gets too muddy.
Destroy the whole thing.
It'll destroy everything, and it'll just be a gemors.
I actually heard the most insane thing yesterday, by the way. When you guys taste Coke, like Coca-Cola, and you taste it, is it like sweet or is it like salty?
It depends when.
No, when you
Like,
drink Coke, is it
okay,
sweet
yeah,
or
okay,
salty?
yeah, but,
It's sweet.
If you just brush your teeth, then it's gonna be
No,
salty.
no, I'm asking you a basic thing. If you drink Coke, is it sweet or is it salty?
It's sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah,
It's sweet.
it has
supposed
to
to
be
be.
sweet. Yeah.
Do you guys know how much sodium they put in a Coke?
know
I
there's
think
a
it's
lot
like
of sodium.
15 milligrams per 250 milliliters.
That is
15.
crazy.
Do you know why they do that?
Huh?
Because sodium, like a salt, like
Make
makes you thirsty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And they
That-
counter it with sugar, so it tastes like sugar and sweet, but
keep on thirsty.
you keep staying thirsty, so you keep drinking more Coke.
Bro, it's all a scam. Marketing,
Genius.
Marketing geniuses. They literally scam people in their everyday lives. Like it's nothing.
Well,
Yeah,
I think a
it's crazy.
scam is that freaking new Deadpool movie coming out.
Oh,
Dude, that's awesome. Have
Oh,
you-
my word. Yeah, I've watched the previous
I've
one.
actually got some fun facts for you guys. So I presume you're a fan of superheroes.
Why would you presume that?
Are
you
you?
watched
Are you a
Deadpool? It
fan?
has to be.
I've watched Deadpool. I'm gonna be dead honest.
No, you can be
So,
serious.
I used to live in a commune, and everyone was like Marvel and what's that one, DC.
Yeah, Marvel and DC.
the biggest fans, and I'm a fan, but I'm not that into
Not
it.
that big.
So they actually explained quite a few things. I missed a few of the episodes, and they were like, "Dude, okay, so now you gotta stay with me. There's different universes," and then luckily I clicked later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, throw
Now,
throw
even
me a
if
few.
you're not a hardcore follower, I presume you've watched Wolverine. And
Yes,
Hugh
but it's been a
Jackman.
while.
It's been a while. I
Yeah.
mean, in fact, if Hugh Jackman, when he returns as Wolverine now, obviously, if you guys are living on a rock, you probably haven't seen this. Otherwise, you have seen the Deadpool 3 teaser. That will actually be his 26th year that he's played the character.
I think that's the longest. I think he's the longest played
Hugh
character.
Jackman,
Makes
Chris
sense.
Hemsworth was actually holding the record after Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, because you
Considering he
actually.
came back. And
Yeah.
then Hugh Jackman decided to come back as well now. And that's his years and years after Ryan Reynolds actually tried to get him in for the first Deadpool movie, then the second Deadpool movie, and now finally they're teasing it on the third movie. But there is a theory running around that Marvel hasn't approved the movie that Sean Levi, the director, Ryan Reynolds, and Hugh Jackman want to make. The reason behind this, if you go onto Marvel's social media platforms, you won't see anything Deadpool related. They haven't even posted the logo, nothing. Nothing about Ryan Reynolds in the Deadpool suit.
So would you say that like
Anticipation.
Ryan? Would you like say like Ryan and Hugh Jackman like kind of forced Marvel's hand into getting behind this?
I honestly, I can stand behind that theory. The reason I can stand behind it, the state of Marvel has not been where it used to be during the first 21 movies or so, I can say. There are a lot more movies and series that release that aren't really up to standard, if I can put it like that. But also, Marvel has never allowed any one of their actors to actually post their stuff on their own. Usually they promote it, and then the people can promote the exact same thing. Even I think Jamie Foxx teased 3 or 4 months before Spider-Man No Way Home released. Jamie Foxx, the actor who played Electro, posted a poster of Electro fighting 3 Spider-Man, and he immediately removed it. It was
because he's not allowed to do it.
it was on Instagram for 1 minute, and he had to remove it.
But that's technically the same that happens in music. When you guys are in a music industry, you can't just always post what you want, because if your
Not at
recording label is not happy with that, they tell you like,
Yeah, I've had instances where my label tell me, take that down now.
Really?
Yeah.
How fast do you say they normally respond on something like that?
Depending on when the social media guy gets on.
So you get some
when
like you get some time.
I tagged them, and they were like, "Dude, you can't post this video. You're giving away the entire music video. Just take it off."
So they're very fast on it.
No, they're quite quick. Yeah.
Well,
Definitely.
Marvel didn't do anything about this. Within the first 24 hours, it had around 38.2 million. Currently, it's standing at 39.3 million views just on the first video.
They won't do anything.
And then
that
the
would break
second-
box office.
Exactly. This movie could possibly be the
highest grossing movie.
highest grossing movie of all time. Even the second video actually got 14.3 million views. So that's around
you think this is gonna break box
55 million
office?
vie's in 2 days. Yeah.
That
It
is
has
crazy.
to.
Dude, imagine the money they make from a movie like that. Like, imagine the money.
What would you do with the money?
Dude, and the thing
You
is,
just give it all
dollars
away.
to rands, bro. I
Oh.
would do like so many videos to just give the money away.
To just give.
Hashtag Mr. Beast Africa. No, I'm joking.
How much is an island? Like buy an island for
Yeah, buy like
people
an
that
island
struggle.
for people that actually struggle and build houses for them.
Yeah.
There's actually there's islands that's quite cheap. Actually,
I saw that.
Yeah, and you can get like land in Scotland and be called the Lord. Have you
Yeah,
guys?
I saw something
those,
about that.
Like,
Have
but,
you seen-
like you see a lot of weird things on Instagram these days.
Yeah, it's
Like,
weird.
There was like time in COVID where I got like 70 notifications almost a day. Like, you want an iPhone, please click the link.
Oh,
Did you guys get that?
The iPhone 13.
The iPhone 13. You
I've
want
got
an
like
iPhone?
50 of them. Yeah,
We all got like many of
back at
them.
my house. Yeah.
What's like one? This is like something I really want to know about singers. What's one perception that like the music community or the people of South Africa have about musicians? What's like one perception they have about you guys that's actually not true?
They think you know every single song out there. I don't
So
know.
when you go to a place, they want you to sing a song. Do you know this song?
Yeah, on stage I get a lot of, well, not anymore, but when I used to sing in like just bars and pubs
And do covers and stuff.
and do covers. Now I don't sing covers anymore, but when I used to do covers, the amount of time someone asked me to sing Rian Bernardi Spontaan is ridiculous. And people come up to the stage and they're like, Yolandre, because I've got long hair.
You got long hair, dude.
And then they don't believe me when I tell them I'm not Yolandre. Then like, no,
He's
Yolandre.
trying to be modest. He's trying to be modest.
And then I have to sing a Yolandre song, but I can't play any. I can play an Yolandre song, but I don't know any Yolandre songs.
Like, it's not off of a heart, though. You know them semi, but not off of heart.
Exactly. I'll sing with. But not even that. Just music in general. Like, people would tell me about their favorite band, and then I won't know the band, and they're shocked and they're like, "What? You don't know this band?" I'm like, "No, I don't know every musician. I don't know all the musicians out there, all the bands out there." So that's definitely a misconception.
Can I just say it's a bad thing. I mean, South Africans do this a lot. You think if you know something, then somebody else is going to know it as well. So you get your hardcore fans or even maybe not hardcore fans, they like, say, this one band and they know about 10 or 20 people that also know the band. So they presume this guy's an artist, he needs to know it as well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work like that. I mean,
Exactly.
I presume you don't really have spare time just to, how can I say, relax and listen to 5 South African artists.
I try to, but yeah, you can't.
You can't keep up with
music. There's a lot of music out there. There's a lot of music.
So, I want to ask you a question. How good were you in maths?
I was actually quite good. I had what is it called in English? Alphabetkunde.
Oh yeah, AP maths.
AP maths.
So
I had
like,
normal
that's-
maths.
Well done. So I've got a question for you, math
Oh, here we
question.
go.
I had math lit.
Guys, if he doesn't get this right, you'll see it on TikTok.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
So you're 24 years old now. If you were born 7 years ago, how old would you be?
Wait, I know this is some kind of trick question. If I was born 7 years ago, I would be 7 years old.
Well done.
Hey,
man. Well done.
okay. At least he thought about it. He thought about it.
So I actually saw something, and I want you guys to tell me if this is a fact or if this is cap.
Okay.
In 1980, they were playing football, and one of the players made a tackle, and he got a red card. The ref gave him a red card, but this guy got agitated. He moved to the ref. He started pushing him around. The ref pulled out a shiv and stabbed the player in the neck. The whole stadium ran onto the field and beheaded the referee. What do you guys think?
1980.
1918, Brazil.
Oh, 18.
1980.
Brazil. 1980.
Do you guys say fact or cap?
Brazil is a bad place.
Brazil.
I need to answer fact or cap.
You know what?
Why would someone make a story up like that? I would say fact.
Yeah, I would say fact.
It is actually
has to be.
a fact.
That is crazy. I can't.
It's
Brazil is crazy, man.
It's a fact.
That's why the UFC fighters out of Brazil is so deadly.
Yeah.
They
It's
don't feel anything.
They were just
like horrible.
rushing refs for the past 40 years. Just started rushing the field and beheading refs.
So that was actually horrible to see that it's a fact. To think that people will run on a stage and behead a ref.
Can you imagine if they had social media back then?
No, it would have been.
Cancelled the stadium.
It's weird that there's no traces of it though on social media at all.
I can't believe I haven't heard of it. And I'm gonna ask some of my football friends.
Go ask them. I actually saw this on a TikTok, and you know what? TikTok is very, believe me, bro.
Facts.
It's facts,
Facts
bro.
on there. Yeah.
It is a fact of a fact.
That's scary, man.
It's-
That's why you
if
should
that-
play rugby. Play rugby.
Play rugby, like they hurt each other nevertheless.
Or don't and keep your ACLs intact.
I want to talk about one of
Trust
the
me.
series. I wanna talk about a
Horrible series.
the Jeffrey Dahmer series.
Oh my word. Let's go.
Have you guys watched it?
Yeah.
I've watched about 2 episodes. Yeah. 3 episodes. I fell asleep in the second episode. I don't know how, because it's scary as balls, but
It's weird to think that it's not actually just a movie; it's a real life thing that happened.
and it wasn't that long ago. People listen to songs that actually
Oh, that Katy
Yeah.
Perry one.
Yeah.
Eat
Is
your
it
heart out like
like
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Dahmer.
Yo,
There's a
I saw
few,
that
yeah.
today. I knew when I heard his name, I was like, where have I heard this before? And only today I saw that it was in Dark Horse from Katy
Dark Horse,
Perry.
yeah, Katie. That's the song name, yeah.
And bro, I used to love that song. Now that I know that, like,
Yeah. And
I
Eminem
don't
raps
know.
about it in like 5-6 songs.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. Go check out. I don't know how you search it, like Jeffrey Dahmer,
Eminem.
Eminem, whatever.
Google will
But
show
there's
it.
a lot of artists that actually.
But it's so weird that we see that and we're like, this guy is so sick. But the worst thing is there's many more of those people out there.
yeah, no, the fan base
at
that
this
he
moment.
built.
And he actually
Yeah.
built a fan base. That
Oh,
was the
weird.
weirdest thing.
Oh, no, that's crazy. I can understand why people feel sorry in a way. I can't understand it, but I get why the people feel sorry that feel sorry. They feel actually I don't get it.
No,
don't get
I
it.
think they're just mentally not right. I think, you know why? I think he had fans back then. Because most of his fans, it was a racist time period in America. And I think it was like racially proclaimed
yeah.
for many
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
And I think that's why they joined him being like a fan of him, because he targeted set races. And I think that is why he had fans. And it's so bad, actually.
That's bad, man. That just hit me. The way
But think of it, it's like so bad.
Yeah,
And it was
because-
kids.
Can I just say, I wouldn't say he targeted a specific race. He did also kill people from his own race. In fact, I think the first murder that he committed
I think
was
the first
a
one.
white guy.
I think the first one.
He killed like 2 or 3 white guys. So the majority were black and
African Americans.
African American and American Latino, I think.
Yes.
Or Latin Americans.
But you know what's the thing?
But he said he didn't hate any one of them. He loved
He
them.
actually
He's
loved them
just-
so much. That's what you said earlier,
Yeah.
Zaan.
Exactly, but that's why I think people think in their heads, oh, but he actually loved them. He just wanted them to be close to him. It's still,
and he's
Nah, there's a
Mate,
different way to
yeah,
keep
yeah,
someone close
I
to you, my
heard-
brother.
I heard
here's
him-
my number, bro. Yeah.
I heard him saying something. It was in the movie, if I don't have it wrong. Sorry for the spoilers, guys. He said something of, and I didn't even hurt them. That's why I drugged them.
Yeah, I didn't want to hurt
Because I
them.
didn't want to hurt them. So there was something not right in his head. He wanted to
No,
turn the kid into a zombie. He
They say-
drilled a hole and poured acid into his head.
So you can have a living zombie with him.
A living zombie that won't leave him.
It's bad.
I mean, you can probably
bad.
trace it back. I don't know. I haven't really done research about this or what the doctors say or anything, but I think you can probably trace it back to when his mother was pregnant with him. She used to be hooked on 24 pills a day.
She was
Yeah,
on
so-
a lot of pills.
It's like a drug overdose, a minor drug overdose, and it has to affect the child. Above that, his upbringing, obviously,
Yeah,
extremely
you saw a
violent
lot of fights though.
household.
That's amazing, but not amazing, but the crazy thing is that's actually amazing is the responsibility that he takes upon himself.
Yeah,
And
He
says
said he was.
It's
he
no
said,
one's fault.
Yeah, it's mine.
It's mine. It's
Like
all me.
He spoke about one of the guys that got the death sentence in the movie later on.
John Gacy.
John Gacy,
His
yeah.
series also released
Yeah.
on Netflix.
John
I don't know what's
Gacy-
happening this month. Netflix is
Yeah.
just releasing murder
It's
documentaries.
October. It's October. That's why. So John Gacy
All-
said like he did nothing wrong, but Jeffrey Dahmer said, "I admitted to all of the things I did."
And I should be punished for this.
Yeah, he asked for the death sentence.
Do you think someone like that is? You've got to be possessed, isn't it?
Dude, I don't know what that is, but there's something not clutching in that cop. It's like a Ford Fiat. No, Ford Fiat. What did I just say? Ford Fiat, Poppy.
2-in-1.
2-in-1, Papa.
New car.
It's like a Fiat Uno that doesn't want to get into gear, but you still trap it. Now,
Yeah.
I've got one more question for you guys. This is a thing. Have you guys heard about Mandela effects?
There's a filter on Instagram, the Mandela effect.
No, but Mandela effects, do you know what it is?
It's those things where you remember something, but it's in reality, it's not
Yes.
really that.
It's not that. You remember something a set way,
But it's not.
but yeah, and
I
people
thought it
say there was like
something
time traveling and the timeline split up to the sides and you're now in a different timeline or different parallel universe where stuff changed.
Yeah.
You know the Monopoly man?
Like the actual, like
The
on
guy on the
box.
Monopoly box.
Yeah.
Can you remember him having that like eyeglass thingy on?
Yes. Was it not there?
He never had it there. He never had that monocle on his eye. I think you call it a monocle. He never had it on his eye.
Why do they call it the Mandela effect?
Because there was like a thing. They called it the Mandela effect because some people remember Nelson Mandela dying, like many Americans and stuff, remember Nelson Mandela dying at Robben Island. But then he came back out, became president. So many of the American people remember him dying in prison, but he didn't die.
How? He literally got the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes, but that's where the name came from, because many Americans, I saw it on, what was his name? I can't remember now. But that's where the name came from, because people thought he died, but he didn't.
Oh, I actually saw a video about that where a guy pulled the Mandela effect on his family, where he convinced them about certain things that happened on a TV show and everything.
And it never happened.
And then a week, for an entire week, he basically conditioned them
To
that
believe.
at the start of the next week, they started asking him about it, and he was like, "What are you guys talking about?" And he had to show them everything again. They were like, "What? We could have sworn this is what happened." He convinced them, and maybe it's your brain just, I don't know,
It's
playing
your
tricks on
brain.
you.
So remember one thing, your brain has many brain paths that it creates during your life. So there's many things for it to correlate. So let's say you walk down the street and someone hits you with a car, and you walk down the street and a dog bites you, and you walk down the street and you almost fell off, a guy almost fell off your bike. So when you walk down the street again, your brain is running different emotions the whole time. And I think your brain tries to understand what's happening at this moment, and it tries to relate it to something that happened prior in your life. And I think that's why the Mandela effect is so weird too, because you think something happened, but it didn't.
If it was me walking down that street, though, I would not walk down that street again. If a car and a dog, I mean, that's enough for me already.
I've got the most
I
insane
would not
question for
enter
Zaan.
again.
Throw them our way.
What's one of the weirdest things that happened to you at a show?
I got flashed once. Once. Yeah, I've been. It was a. I'm not gonna say where.
A man or a-
What show was it? Give us
It's too
the...
close. It's too close.
No way, just tell us.
The venue.
The venue.
Padstal.
Oh,
There was this
Zaan.
one girl standing there. I was like, in the middle of a song. It quite threw me.
In between everybody.
Yeah, but a sneaky one, obviously. Well, it wasn't that sneaky.
Yeah, but you get certain
Because
guys
Yeah.
who's just got an eye, even out of the hook of his eyes, just gonna be like,
No, it wasn't
No.
like that. That was aimed.
No, I think
for me
she
to see.
made
Yeah,
it
yeah,
like,
no.
wow, okay.
No, but that's nothing, dude. When Francois and them perform, there's bras flying all the way. I can imagine the amount of.
yeah, no,
Breasts.
I've seen
Has
that.
has-
I've been at a France.
Dude, but I've heard a lot of things happening at shows and stuff. It's actually hard. I saw this guy. It was actually me, but I'm not going to say it was me. They said to imitate Dozy is very easy. You have to cross your
like
legs.
the voice. Yeah.
The voice of Dozy. You have to cross your legs very tight and squeeze a few things.
Yeah.
And then you have to start like, so that's like how you pretend to be Dozy. I heard a guy say that's the way to do Dozy. You know Kurt Darren and Nicholas Lowe? Like, to do Nicholas's voice is quite easy.
Is it vergeten?
No.
What
You have
does
to
it sound
stand like wide legs, like super wide. I kicked the camera, sorry. Like you have to stand like super wide legs, and you have to sound intimidating at first, and then you have to contemplate your decision. So it has to be like, Generale, kom jou dochter haal. And then you have to be like more, you're thinking like, is a dad gonna smack me? My paard is opgesaal, hier kom die man van stal. You understand?
Then
So
you
it's
get
very...
angry again.
Yeah, then he gets angry again, dude. Nicholas Lowe, but that guy's cool, dude.
He's
He was
awesome.
like
Now
the-
I love them all.
I think he was like the guy back then. Him and like Eden were like the
Uh-huh.
two.
Okay, I wasn't a big fan of Eden. My mother
Okay, but
loved
like I'm
Eden,
talking about
but-
the girls. The girls were crazy about those guys then.
Oh yeah.
Eden and
Only the
Nicholas
girls.
Lowe were the...
Definitely. I've got huge respect. Look, the music I make is a lot different from the music that they make. But they do it brilliantly.
Sorry, camera. I just want to move his mic down because he's sexy. Okay, no, it's perfect.
Like this.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Sorry. I think I slid down here, that's why.
No, it's chilled. So, but your music is different to theirs.
But yeah, my music is definitely different to what their music sounds like. But I understand exactly why they make the... Sometimes I felt like the music was too common. It was just too common. I couldn't take, if the word baby was in another Afrikaans song, I would have.
But that's the thing. You are very lyrically inclined. And that's what I love about you. Your songs have so much depth in them.
It's
and
therapy. It's therapy for me.
Because you see such a routine in like this Afrikaans community of music. Many people just sing about the same things over and over and over, just using different words.
Yeah.
And
I get
yours don't do that. You have actually very much like a lot of depth.
There's pros and cons. So I understand why people do the entire Bokkie, Sokkie, Braai thing. I get it. It's feel-good music. And especially now after COVID, people want a relief and they don't want to be depressed anymore. But for me, my music was always therapy. It's the way I deal with my things, and people relate to that, and that's crazy. But it's not always a pleasant thing writing the songs or even listening to the songs.
Yeah, because you go through a lot of emotions.
It all starts with an emotion, with a moment that turns into an emotion, that turns into a lyric, or an entire feeling. And then I write about the things. I write about whatever made me feel bad, or not always, sometimes happy, whatever. But whatever the emotion in that time was, just to get it out on the paper. And sorry, my aandag was no.
No worries.
And then I've actually got a question for you about the one song, I Kan Niet Bid.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously South African or the Afrikaans music, it's all about love and everything. So the first thing I thought, I was like, okay, I Kan Niet Bid, it's maybe a religious song, maybe not. Then I started hearing the beat and everything, and I immediately thought, this is like a love song, like for a girl, everything. But then I actually went to look to the lyrics, and where is it now? Oh, I think the second line. As die bed steeds kraak na die oorlog, sukkel hy om te slaap, hy val deur die kraak, hy val tot hy wegraak. And then it goes on and everything. Is this about your father by any chance?
No, it's actually about my mother.
About your mother?
Makes sense.
I can tell you guys the story if you'd like to know.
Yeah.
I would love to
please.
know.
So what actually happened, funny enough, when I was younger, and I remember it so clearly, I woke up about 2 or 3 times from sleeping, obviously. But my mom was sitting at the end of my bed, and she was busy praying. I was about 10 years old, and the one time I woke up and I asked her, Mom, what's wrong? And she said, no, nothing, baby, go back to sleep. And I went back to bed. It was weird, and about a week later, the same thing happened. I woke up, and she was sitting on my bed praying for me. And when she got very sick, it was actually about how the roles turned around and how I was sitting on her bed praying for her. So
Wow.
what actually happened, it was 4 a.m. and I was lying in my bed, and the bed was crack. What is the right term?
When you turn around
cracking.
and stuff.
Yeah, kraak, uitgekraak.
Dude, that's so deep.
And I actually wrote the song in about 10 minutes. At the moment, that's all my music is actually like that. It starts, like I just said, it starts with a moment and then an emotion. And as soon as I know what I want to write about, or as soon as this emotion like generates enough movement inside of me, the words just pour out. It's like 10 minutes every single song.
That's like me with motivational speaking. Like you heard earlier.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You heard earlier, like we sat here just doing the voice test, and I put on some music. It's like when the music is on, it sometimes just speaks to you and you just flow with your words. So to end this amazing podcast.
Sorry. One more. So you write your own music? I
Yeah,
presume?
definitely.
Everything.
There's one song that someone has written with me. That was my mom, actually.
Wow.
But no one's ever
So
written another lyric or chord or whatever. It's
it's all
That's
yourself.
amazing.
That's insane. I'm going to end this podcast off with one thing.
Yeah.
Well, 2 things. Who's the biggest inspiration you have currently
in the music scene.
in the music scene? Who do you look up to a lot?
Locally, probably Francois van Coke.
Okay.
Definitely.
And if you can tell the viewers at home one thing, what would it be right now? Anything that you want to end this off. What's one thing you want to tell them about who you are as a human, or as general, or what they should live for? Motivational quote, whatever you want to say right now to the viewers, what would it be?
If I could say something today, it would be to be kind, definitely, and to just be a light. That's enough. Just be light, and because it's a dark world out there. The world's dark, and if we just shine our lights Yeah, I don't really know where I want to go with this, but I don't know if it was the ring light that made me say that, but yeah, be light and be water as well. Be just overflow with love and be kind, and that's all there is to it. Just be light. That's enough.
That's so awesome. Brother, thank you for coming on the ZYCEPS show for episode 1. I think they wouldn't have been a better person to have for episode 1.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
Lots of love,
this was
brother.
Fun.
That was really awesome.
And I'm big fans of you guys. You guys
Thank
are
you
doing
very much.
amazing work. And I can't wait to see how you guys change the world forever.
Thank you,
Really.
brother. That's
Thanks,
like
man.
a thing. It's impossible. It's important to, I believe, just putting a smile on someone's face, like with my TikTok. If you can just put a smile on someone's face for 1 second, you can change your life. That guy can go through something very horrible at school or at work. And if you can make them smile for 1 second, it can just grab them out of that dip.
That can
And-
change a life. A
yeah.
moment like that can change someone's
100%.
life forever. And that's the
that's what you're
beautiful
looking
thing
for.
about you guys is that you guys don't have to film it. The things you do, you don't even film. That's amazing.
Thanks, brother. Thank you for coming. And guys,
Sweet
thank you for
guys.
watching episode 1. See you guys for the next one. Bye-bye.